Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is your number one suspect, Ben.
Hey, now there's allegedly.
Is it you're just a suspect?
I didn't do shit.
Didn't say you.
You don't have proof.
You're just exactly. But I am sus.
I have an
You're
alibi.
sus, Ben.
You can ask anyone. I have tons. I so many alibis that I've set up.
Ben is very sus right now.
You can ask anyone. They know exactly what to say.
As someone I went to middle school once said, you could come back and they could all be dead. And you couldn't prove I did it.
What a great line. What a banger.
Yelling it to a teacher after he threw a log at another kid.
So
What a time.
What's our topic? Or are we talking?
We watched some murder mystery movies.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Various flavors.
Yeah, I honestly, for most of them, I wasn't that excited going in, just because I kind of lack of knowing, I suppose. But I found myself having quite a good time overall.
Nice.
Literally the worst part was the first 40 minutes of all the movies combined. Like, just from start to finish, from movie 1 to movie 4, the first 40 minutes of the first film were by far the fucking worst.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So the movies we watched are The Murder on the Orient Express from 1974, as sort of a baseline, as that's adapted from an actual Agatha Christie story. Then we also did Gosford Park from 2001, which is a Robert Altman movie and is like the TV show Downton Abbey.
It's literally Downton Abbey.
Yeah, Downton Abbey was like conceived originally as a spin-off of Gosford Park. It's the same writer. So it's Downton Abbey, but there's a murder. We also watched Dial M for Murder, which is the 1954 Alfred Hitchcock movie, which is adapted from a stage play. And we watched 2019's Knives Out, which is Ryan Johnson's murder mystery joint. And yeah. Like, Dial M for Murder isn't actually a mystery to the audience, but it's a mystery to the characters, and honestly, part of the alchemy of me picking these movies had to do with thinking of detectives.
Oh, yeah.
And also just wanting to do Gosford Park, because you were talking about Downton Abbey again on your podcast. I was like, Ben should see Gosford Park. I should watch that movie.
I'd never heard of it. I even mentioned it to Syl. She'd never heard of it, so...
Yeah. That was you needed to see that. So.
I did. I can't believe I didn't know it existed. I'm legitimately surprised.
Yeah. Well, so we could start with, we'll start in the order I told you to watch them. So we'll start with Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Which is an Hercule Poirot story.
A what?
The Belgian Hercule Poirot. The Belgian detective.
Oh.
Poirot. Played by Albert Finney.
Yeah.
And this movie has a great cast.
Yeah, I recognized some.
Yeah, we've got Lauren Bacall. We've got Ingrid Bergman. We've got Sean Connery. We've got Anthony Perkins. Or have all been in movies we've done for the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Sean Connery's been in anything else we did, but you know,
except for my heart.
Ingrid Bergman is probably the least recognizable. I wasn't sure that you would recognize her at all.
Not really.
She was in Casablanca.
Yeah.
I mean,
Afterwards, like taking
yeah.
a peek at
Mhm.
Wikipedia. These
Yeah.
names look familiar.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this one, it was fine. Um, I called it like very,
To be fair,
very early on.
it's a classic
Every
story.
I mean I wouldn't have.
Also, the characters in the movie are calling it after everyone. I love like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
every
yeah.
interview, the doctor, he definitely
He
did it,
had to have.
definitely.
No doubt. No, dude. Like from the first, every single person who's getting on that train is like shifty as all hell. They're like looking around
Uh,
and they hop on the train. The
yeah,
music cues them. Like there's no way that they're not all involved. And
yeah.
that first,
You know,
I
it's
don't even.
19. It's it's look, everyone's a suspect kind of thing, and it just takes it all the way.
Yeah. Um.
Everyone is guilty too.
I I still don't know in my heart if I like the what's his name? The hero, the detective. I don't know
Hercule
if
Poirot.
yeah, I don't know if I like him or hate him. He was kind of like I don't know.
No, he's such a book character, and kind of what I really respect about this movie is that it doesn't like really pretty him up.
Mhm.
Like there's a 2017 version where they just it fucking who plays him, but they he's too handsome.
Gotcha.
Kenneth Branagh directs and stars in it as
Interesting.
Poirot, and he's just too handsome. He's not fat at all.
Yeah.
He just has the silly mustache. And I respect this movie for really making him like kind of unpleasant and weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's certainly
Which
a
is like a
character.
thing which is a thing that just works I think way better in books, and movies generally will try to like change that or whatever. Like how the Jack Reacher books are about this giant hulking man who's terrifying and huge, and then he's played by Tom Cruise in the movies. You know,
Yeah.
who's tiny.
Mhm.
So yeah, like again, this movie is a classic. It's not one of my personal favorites, but I
Yeah.
just thought it was important as like a um you know,
A baseline.
yeah, baseline. This is
Yeah, and it
the
works.
genre. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
classic of
very
the
good,
genre.
very good template.
And it's also like that it's crazy to me that they remade this in 2017, cuz like for part of the reason it's just like the story is too played out at this point.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that makes Knives Out so good as like a modern version is like it's a fresh story more
Hmm.
as much as anything.
Uh, the the bit that I was proud of, but I think maybe many people would know this now, but the bit with the Princess Natalia Dragomirov or whatever.
Mhm.
She's like, and her maid is like, well, this handkerchief can't be hers. That's not her initial. Her name is Natalia. I'm like, okay, cool, it's hers.
Uh-huh.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
And also the fact that she looked. Everybody in this film is just shifty the whole time. They never let up.
Mm. They really don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like not. It's like not expecting you to think outside the box. Maybe you're
Yeah.
just there to go. That person's super guilty. Oh, but that person's super suspicious too. Who could it be? Who could the one person be, or whatever? Or who could the two people be? The
Yeah,
couple.
yeah. And instead,
I mean, yeah, it's not
it's fine.
Sean Connery's like 12 men line.
My
Also,
favorite part
like-
of Sean Connery's character was that he was
He's
playing
so
a-
racist.
I mean that, but also the fact that he was playing a role where he gets upset at someone for hitting a woman. That's hilarious.
Well,
He should have rolled into the section of the car and been like, what was his wife's name? Who was he married to? I can't even remember. Where's Sean Connery?
well,
Colonel Arbor.
it's not his. It's not his wife.
Oh,
Or
right, it's
his wife is not on the train.
Right. It's his friend. Whatever.
His future wife.
Yeah. I'm just surprised he didn't walk in and be like, well, what did you do to deserve being hit?
Mm-hmm.
Classic Connery. Yeah, no, it was fine and a good introduction. I will say, like the order you told me to watch them in was kind of the order, like my ranking of them from worst to best. Is how it worked out.
Yeah, I kind of went by like how entertaining are these? How like pure entertaining are these?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, this one I
Yeah,
almost fell asleep. I was like sitting in my chair. It's kind of late. But it was fun. I really have like nothing else to say on this one.
man. I like Poirot's weird mustache hammock.
Yes,
Protect his mustache while he sleeps.
it's so weird. I don't know why. Like, do I need one?
He has to protect
more,
it.
More importantly,
doesn't-
like, should I
Look,
be?
he has to keep the shape.
I guess, yeah.
He
if
needs
you're
those
really-
curls, dude. He's so greasy.
He is. He's an
hair.
incredibly greasy person. Keep him away from an open flame.
I don't know. I respect how they just adapted that character as that character should be adapted based on what he is in the books. Like it's faithful.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like it's not a super meaningful movie to me the way these other ones are, really. So yeah, that's our benchmark.
Yeah. Gosford Park. Fucking.
This is a movie with a terrible detective, just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Such a weird, like. I don't know, because it's like Downton Abbey, and then
Yeah,
all of a
it's
sudden,
proto Downton Abbey, and then there's a
fucking-
murder.
I mean, for
Like-
me, it was more that it's like Downton Abbey, then all of a sudden, Stephen Fry is there. It's like, I could, like, I don't know. He ruined the vibe before he even started talking. He ruined the vibe for me. But Maggie Smith, though, also just how, like, I don't know. It's crazy just how close it is, because it's not, you know, like they changed enough, but then you're like, oh, I can see exactly where this stuff all came from. So
Yeah.
it was pretty wild.
Robert Altman, also the director of the MASH movie, another movie that got adapted into a TV show that isn't really like but that one isn't really like the movie in tone at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was, like, the way I was thinking of it for myself was that this movie, as far as tone goes, it's like spicy Downton Abbey. Like it's a little meaner Downton Abbey.
It's the Downton Abbey that I like. I mean, I like Downton Abbey fine. I just like this movie because the movie has like a thing happens. I don't know. There's a murder.
Downton Abbey has things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes the silver is missing. Not in the same way it was in this film.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the murder mystery. In the same way I like a lot of those, you know. It's like you take a Downton Abbey episode and then you tack on a mystery detective show on the end of it.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
I was really wondering, they took a nice long while to get to the main event.
Uh-huh. It's over halfway before the murder happens.
Yeah. Which I guess was like a I suppose
because it's not really about the murder. Like it's about the Downton Abbey thing of all these people in this place and the way that they interconnect and stuff.
I mean, dude, for the people in the film, it's barely about the murder. That one woman fainted, and that was like the last time someone gave a fuck. Like they do not care.
The detective shows up and does not solve the murder. He's like, he doesn't even think of questioning any of the servants because, like, they don't have any connection to him. They're not real people.
Who are connected.
And also, he's like, everyone can go home. I know your addresses. I'll talk to you later. It's fine.
Well, I suppose that's like, because on Wikipedia it's described as a black comedy film. Satirical black comedy. I guess that's the black part, right? Like basically that the servants aren't people or whatever, something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Like there's a murder and people kind of don't I think don't care.
Yeah.
Like the murderer just gets away with it.
Well, that's because it was for a good reason. The murderer also gets away with it in Murder on the Orient Express.
True.
Yeah,
a monster.
I don't know. There was some things that were so. I mean, Maggie Smith was wonderful as she is, but there was like some of these. It was kind of like the same feeling that even I got like in Mimino. When they're screaming at each other and you just feel awkward watching it. I had some of those moments, like where there was bickering, extreme bickering going on maybe, and I felt incredibly uncomfortable being privy to it. Like, I think it was fine, but maybe that's its job. It just made me very like. I felt extremely aware that I was like listening in on something.
When even having the cast list in front of me, fucking remembering.
Dude, it's so difficult.
Fucking name. But when what's his name? The dude who gets murdered.
Sir William.
Yeah. Sir William. When he gets insulted by his wife, and then the lady he's been sleeping with speaks up for him, and she's super fired.
Yeah.
That's just like, man, she just has to leave. She's just
dude. Yeah, she just
such
bails.
It's such a simple thing of like a human reaction, but like because of this fucking world that exists and the structures that exist here, it's like, Nope.
Oh yeah, no, you can't.
It's pretty.
There was,
That's
I
pretty
guess,
harsh.
I guess there was like from this, well, that moment, that sort of interaction, and not
Yeah.
not necessarily the cause of it, um, like seeing how that and several other things like played. You can see them in Downton Abbey, but just stretched out, and you can just see like the origin point of various things. That was super interesting to
Yeah.
me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought, I didn't pick up on it right away. I thought so. We had shit. What's his name? American movie director Henry Denton. No, no, no. That's the other dude. I don't know which one it was. Wiseman, Morris Wiseman, played by Robert Elmer Balaban. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I thought,
Balaban. Yeah.
sure, and I thought that the thing was going to be like, oh, it's not his valet, it's his boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed in that regard, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm. C'est la vie.
Yeah, and just very very similar things. Also,
Yeah.
I love the phone call that he had, that the director had back to California. He's like, I'm telling you, they don't say anything. They just stand there and watch people eat. And no, 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 they don't do this. And it's like the dude has just been murdered.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is how it went down. But
So
instead of talking, yeah,
yeah, an element of all three of these other ones, other than Murder on the Orient Express, that I liked is that I didn't think about before I picked them. Is that there's like a person who writes mystery stories or works on mystery stories in all of them.
yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
good.
wasn't planned, but yeah, it's
Worked
just
out.
like because this genre is so built on tropes and like these are versions of it that play with it. It's just too tempting to put in a character who knows the tropes. They're
Yeah.
like they're all like Scream, but two of them are right, one of them is way earlier, but
Hmm.
in that way. But yeah, I love that also that he's making fucking a Charlie Chan movie.
That means nothing to me.
So Charlie Chan, nobody fucking remembers it anymore because they're pretty racist. As you can guess from the name Charlie Chan.
Hmm.
But that movie franchise is like the biggest movie franchise ever. There are so many Charlie Chan movies. It's like
Wild.
a giant franchise that, just doesn't exist anymore because it's kind of racist.
Hmm.
So they're not going to make it anymore. It's been lost. But yeah, they're just a shit ton of those movies.
Okay.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So Charlie Chan was a real person. I'm seeing on the Wikipedia page that I guess what is it? Novello is a real person as well. The actor, the dude playing the piano
No.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I play into that. I really like when he's playing the piano and they're all listening to him. And then when like someone comes out of the room, all the servants have to fucking scatter.
Yeah.
There's like one great bit where like, oh shit. They just fucking have to dip.
Literally run away.
And also like it's just a nice detail the movie does of like when the murder occurs, like half the cast just has a reason to leave the room. Like they just dip so
Yeah.
that like to keep the mystery of who it could be
Yeah.
alive a little bit. It's kind of the thinking. That was a nice little detail since I was more focused on the murder happening this time watching it than normal. Normally, I think I just kind of let the movie happen when I've watched this.
Yeah, no, I noticed like a couple different people coming back in a timely fashion.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, this movie is so much about vibe. Like it's just like you're just here now, and all this stuff is happening, and all these characters are saying things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here. This is pleasant. Also, there's a murder, but you know, spice things up a bit at the end.
Yeah, no, it feels like the murder feels like such an afterthought.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's a movie. Something had to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Then the Downton Abbey film came along and proved that nothing actually has to happen. You could just fuck off. And...
Look, that's because that's like coming off a TV show. You have more of a connection to those characters. Like, this is like the Patient Zero, where you have no connection to any of these people, and you're like not really spending that much time with any of them. Like, some of the actors are just so charismatic that it doesn't matter. But
yeah, I guess. But like even with like going in blind to Downton Abbey, like I was fucking ready. Or like shit, I can't remember the author. Do you happen to know who wrote Remains of the Day?
No.
The Japanese dude. I can't for the life of me think of it. But it's like the same sort of, it's not about like a house, it's just about like the head butler. But it's like the same sort of thing, like just it's flashbacks and like essentially nothing happens. I'm like, I'm ready to be in this mood. Without Stephen Fry.
I didn't like that part.
I
mean,
like,
there's also a weird thing with this movie because it takes place later than Downton Abbey does. It kind of straddles the line between like feeling more modern day and that like old style of British aristocracy. Like that they're like when Bob Balaban's making that phone call to California, like it feels a little jarring. It's like it's like another world is peeping through or whatever. Like, and I kind of like that in the movie, just that it's like it doesn't feel as separate. It feels like, I don't know. It feels less. It feels more like it's a weird relic that like isn't gonna last for that much longer or whatever, in terms of like how it works.
Yeah.
Whereas like in Downton Abbey, it feels like this is gonna be the way it is forever till the end of time. This will be how things are.
How deep into Downton?
I probably haven't seen all of Downton Abbey, so I'm sure by the end it feels less that way or whatever.
Okay. But, yeah, and the movie like is a significant time leap. But yeah. Yeah, no, that's like a big thing of like, well, I just remember I think it's like the first episode, like Maggie Smith's character is like fucking electricity. Like just upset about how the chandeliers are electric now. But no, this was it was a good ride. I think the only thing in the film that I really didn't like, why the fuck did the dog exist? Just take the dog out of the film. It would have been like perfect. It was such a distraction, and it existed like nothing came of it. It was just a dog that like everybody but this one dude kind of hated, which I get. It's a little dog. They're kind of shit, but that lady like kicked it.
His wife didn't like it.
Everyone seemed kind of like...
No, what's her name? She took it at the end. because she's the one who actually cared about him and was sad he died. So she took his dog. And she's in her car at the end. She's taking the dog with her.
I can't for the life of me fucking remember that.
Yeah.
I just watched it
I'm
like
just
2 days
like
ago.
it had a
Okay.
conclusion. Like
Okay.
like
It's still
she took the dog with her.
didn't need it. Could have just not had the dog. I don't know. They just kept bumping back to it. It was
Ben
Anyway.
hates dogs. You heard it here first.
I do watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Ugh.
I forgot. There was even like, didn't they? Yeah, dog got killed in the episode I had you watched. Didn't it?
Well, I watched all of season 1, remember?
Oh, right. You did.
seen
Yeah, you
plenty of
plowed
dog.
through it.
Yeah. And you told me about his dog hate.
Keeps happening.
That's no good. No good. No good. Look, the dog makes it out okay in this movie. That's what's important.
Yeah,
Dog is
yeah.
safe.
Even like the when the woman is when what's her name is his wife is supposed to have like kicked it, you can tell like she doesn't actually, and it's just like a brush, but they put in a sound that makes it seem like she just punted it across the room.
Yeah. I always think about now how in a lot of movies they just put angry dog sound effects, but the dog is clearly very happy.
Oh yeah,
Because in John Wick 3, they that's not what they did. They trained those dogs and then found them homes in the stunt community, because after you do that to a dog, it's kind of can't go back to being a cuddly dog.
yeah.
Professional stunt dogs from then on.
Yeah, and then just like hyper trained and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because they were German shepherds, right? You're not gonna train the little piece of shit that was in this film to do anything worthwhile.
No.
Am I racist against small dogs? Absolutely.
Wow.
Small dogs are merely appetizers for big dogs.
All right. So let's get to the more fun movies.
Yeah.
We move backwards in time, but we get 1954's Dial M for Murder, directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Back
Which,
in time.
fun fact,
Yeah.
filmed in 3D.
Oh.
And I've seen it in a theater with modern 3D technology, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
So the way he used 3D to set a very specific mood, which is like, I don't know if you noticed, I'm just gonna assume you didn't, but like there are a lot of shots where there's just something in the foreground, like a desk or a lamp or something. And the way he uses the 3D is just to set like a distance between you and the people you're watching, to make it, to give you like the voyeuristic feel of being in this room with them and being like kind of complicit in the planning, but also being like just a spectator. Like it's a deliberate, subtle thing of just putting you in that room that he was going for. And it was interesting.
That's how it should be, instead of we're going to make a scene where something explodes and flies at the screen.
Yeah.
That shit's terrible.
I mean, I think there's one shot about it coming to the screen, but I don't even fucking remember what it is. It's mostly about that weird voyeuristic thing, because that was a theme Hitchcock was really into. I kind of like the whole point of this movie.
Oh, this movie was great. I was gonna say back in time, ahead in quality. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to remember. I had to look it up because we did our Hitchcock night. I'm like, is Hank making me double dip right now? I know this name. Like, I know Dial M for Murder as a movie title, but
Yeah.
you probably mentioned it when we were doing our Hitchcock night. No, it was super good, and I liked it kind of in the same way that I liked what is it? Rope? that the first one we
Yeah.
watched? Rope. Yeah. Just how like
It's
just
another both based on a play.
okay. Yeah. And just the delivery of everything and it just was a very compelling story. I think this film by far out of the ones we watched had the most tension and the best tension. Like there were so many good moments of not quite knowing what exactly was going to happen.
Which is great because you see everything that gets discussed within the room.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see the whole plan, the whole murder, but that doesn't hurt the tension at all.
Yeah, it's so good.
It makes it better.
My only
Oh man. Uh-huh.
beef is the scissors thing was just shit.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
so
no.
bad.
I mean, he dies so fast.
Dude, have you I get that like the killing thing was when he fell on the floor, but like I can't imagine if I was killing someone if getting stabbed with the scissors would make me just like oh, it's over. And then I just fall onto the scissors. Like I'd probably just be pissed and kill them faster, you know?
Uh-huh. One stab right in the spine. Immediately
Right.
severed
Yeah.
his nervous system.
From an angle that clearly was not like the way she was reaching. You could tell that she didn't actually stab him because she physically couldn't. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden
Uh-huh.
there's a scissors in him.
Yeah.
Her arm grew
I'm
3
willing.
inches that day.
You're not. You're not wrong. I'm willing to overlook it.
Oh
There's
yeah,
movie
no,
rules.
it doesn't affect the quality
But
at
yeah.
all. But just that one scene, I'm like, come on, you couldn't like find something else, like stab him in the
Yeah.
rib or stomach or something, whatever.
It's like, also like in some ways this is like the other side of the coin for Strangers on a Train. It's a character who proposes to another character that they perform a murder for him, but in this movie, he talks the guy into it because the guy is already a murderer.
Was he already a
And
murderer?
it's not about.
I thought he was just a small criminal, or like he was getting into bigger things.
No, that woman whose house he had staying at, like, she was gone. She was out of the picture. That's how he knew he could talk the guy into committing a murder for him. Because he had because he had probably killed that woman that he had been staying with or whatever. She had disappeared. That's why he was selling her car.
No, the car was from an old lady or something.
Yeah, that was the old lady he had killed. Whose place he was staying at.
I don't think he killed anyone. Did you rewatch this one?
Yes.
Okay. I don't like this because I just rewatched it. Obviously, I feel like I'm being gaslit. Okay, I'll concede. I thought okay, yeah. Got two things separated in my head, I suppose. Either way, yeah, talked into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it's the perfect murder.
Yeah.
Except as the our mystery writer character says, perfect murder never work in real life. There will always be something that I overlook that would go wrong. And the first thing that goes wrong in this story is dude's watch stops. So he doesn't make a phone call at precisely the right time he needs to.
Yeah.
And also, eventually, it leads to the dude who's supposed to commit the murder getting murdered himself.
I mean, what I forget what the exact conclusion was. I got a little lost. I mean, I also needed to be explained things by the inspector because I did not piece it together with like the keys being swapped and everything. I came
Yeah.
in. It took the full explanation. I did not arrive at that conclusion a second earlier than I was told.
Yeah.
Like if he had put the key in afterwards or something, then it would have been like he would have gotten away with the husband would have gotten away with it. But instead, the murder for hire like slipped it back right after unlocking the door.
Yeah,
Instead
he
of
takes
after
the
the
key
fact.
from out from under the stairs, unlocks the door, then puts the key back.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, the one who's concocted the murder, then takes a key off the body, thinking it's the key from under the stair. But really, it's the guy who's dead is Swan's key to the apartment he's been staying at. And then Tony puts that key into his wife's purse where her key should be.
Yeah.
And they eventually, so that eventually leads to the detective figuring out what happened, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because he tries to use that key and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Dude, the just the last scene is so fucking good. Where he's just like, well,
I mean, Chief.
drink anybody?
Yeah. Fucking John Williams as Chief Inspector Hubbard is like such a good movie detective. He's so
Yeah.
good.
It was really, really good.
I mean, it caps with like the last shot of him taking out his little mustache comb.
Dude, that's
as
what
he's on the phone.
he pulled it out and I'm like, that's what I need. I've been literally discussing this with people. Like, I need a fine-tooth comb for my mustache. This is the confirmation. Look at all
That's
these
like-
people.
That's like the thing that takes him from being really, really good to like fucking Pantheon.
It's perfect, dude.
Oh, it's so good. I also love how fucking once Tony gets caught, he doesn't get emotional. He's like, "Oh, well, you got me.
Yeah, dude, the drink.
Drink."
Or
Drink?
it's absolutely perfect.
Damn.
I mean, that's what I would do. You're done. You might as well just,
There's like so many great details, like of him thinking he has his wife completely planned out, and she immediately does not. Is like that we like he's completely wrong about what she was gonna do. She was gonna go see a movie. He was like, nope, she always stays in.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not fucking staying in. I'm going to a movie.
Dude,
What are you talking about?
his whole thing about like staying home, that he's like throwing the tantrum, and obviously it's because he's planning to kill her, but I'm just like, I know that shit happens so much, and it's so cringy thinking about it. Like, no, fine, you clearly don't want us to go. Like, if you're not gonna stay home, like, you don't want us to go, so we'll stay. Do you want to play cards or something? And
Yeah.
I was just like, this is well done, and that's why I feel incredibly uncomfortable right now. And fucking Mark is there the whole time, just like, oh,
Yeah.
I wish I was anywhere else.
Mark is like, yeah, this is why she makes out with me.
Yeah, I get it now.
I do find it hard to believe that dude was a tennis star.
Retired tennis
Honestly.
star.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know.
Also,
what
the
he was
tennis connection reminds me of Strangers on a Train too.
like. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The also the court scene was very good, or lack thereof. Even just how they shot it, it was like
Yeah.
kind of dark, super focused.
Yeah. It was about the emotion of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
of her being
I really liked it.
sentenced to jail.
Yeah. Oh, this was a very good one.
Yeah.
I think between this, because Rope was still my favorite.
Yeah.
I think I still like Rope a little bit more, but this was pretty close. I really like Rope.
Yeah, I like Rope. I like Rope over this. I like North by Northwest more than this too. But
North by Northwest
I don't
was
know.
also very good. Obviously.
just a different thing. Yeah. I mean, Hitchcock, he's very good. His best movies. He's made a lot of really great movies. This one,
also,
I just
as soon as the film started, like immediately, I'm like, well, there it is. It's just a lovely blonde right up in the right up in the camera.
he needed a blonde. He was very particular about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Grace Kelly's great.
Yeah.
So-
Oh no, she was really good.
I love that she just gets to murder the guy, even like if it's kind of bullshit the way she does it. The fact that she just gets to murder the dude who's trying to murder her,
Yeah.
and that's how it turns, is pretty good.
Oh yeah. I wasn't expecting that to be the thing that went wrong.
No, because like it seems like there's so many things going wrong.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it's like the tension becomes: is he gonna pull off the perfect murder though?
Yeah. And it like evolves from, okay, well, it's no longer the perfect murder, but is he going to weasel his way out of it?
Yeah. And then it becomes like figuring out what the fuck is going on. how is this detective? How did you figure it out? What happened?
Yeah. No, it was
What's
a
he
very
after?
good line. Or thread,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah, when he sneaks back into the apartment, I fucking love that part of the movie so much. Of him,
Yeah.
like, and then fucking Mark comes in and they're like looking at the banknotes and Mark is like trying to pull it away from the
yeah, he's
inspector.
like, "Oh, let me
It's
see.
like, you fucking let me look at it.
Mark, please."
It's so good. Oh, one of my favorite details in the movie is when Grace Kelly picks up the phone and the dude is behind her, ready to strangle her with the stocking, and he's like waiting for her to put the phone down so he can get around her good. And
Yeah,
he's like jerking because he's like getting ready, but
it takes
not right
like
time.
3 tries.
It's so good.
Man,
And that's such a good shot.
Maybe it's probably I'm going to assume that this is closer to how it actually was at the time. If there's silence on the phone for like more than 3 seconds, I'm out. You've lost your chance. I'm fucking bailing from this. She's on there for like a full minute. Just like, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, anyone?
Hello.
I don't have anything else going right now. Is someone there? You hear me? Yeah. But no, that was
look,
really
they
great.
woke her up. She walked all the way across the room.
Want to make sure that there's no one.
Yeah. If you want to get out of bed again, like, what if they fucking called back? It'd be the worst.
Ugh. No, this was a solid one. Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's get to
Knives fucking out.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
so good, dude. It was so good.
It's-
I felt a little bad. I kind of wanted to wait and like watch with Anya.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was a good one.
Daniel Craig's fucking southern accent.
It's so good. What did he call him? Inspector or Constable Kentucky Fried Chicken or something? Inspector Kentucky.
Yeah.
Inspector KFC.
I love when he describes the the detectives in Thornby's novels as they root around, they dig around the truffle pigs.
Dude, that his whole thing, like his analogy, like it's a donut. And I thought there was a hole in the donut, but it turns out I found the donut's hole. And inside of that donut hole, there is a donut's hole that I cannot fill. Our donut is not whole. Like, it's such a fucking stupid line, but it's so good.
I mean, this movie has so many things. It's got, I'm not eating one iota of shit.
That's such a idea.
Ransom's telling everyone to eat shit at the.
Yeah. I'm not eating one iota.
One iota of shit. We've got the dumbest car chase of all time. And her fucking. This fucking Marta tries to get away in her car that is not particularly fast.
Taps off at like 65.
They're like, drive up next to her, and
the dude
like, pointing to his phone, like, fucking answer your phone.
Walt saying his son is politically active, and it does like 3 cuts, like he's a full-on Nazi.
Yeah. When they describe him as joylessly masturbating to pictures of dead deer, that's a classic.
Oh, it was so good. Oh, like everything
joylessly
about
masturbating to pictures of dead deer is so fucking good.
Such a great line. Man, I don't even know like where to. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure exactly. I kind of suspected. When did you, if you recall, when did you first start suspecting ransom? Did it hold out for a while? Hank?
I don't know. A lot of times when I'm watching a movie, I'm kind of just letting it happen. So I don't know that I was trying to figure it out.
Okay.
But I
like,
definitely
not like
it was
not,
pretty clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not like sitting there with a fucking pen and paper, but just like when the light bulb turned on or whatever.
Yeah.
I think for like as soon as he took her to the diner or whatever.
Yeah.
And he like got them like, okay, I have a sneaking suspicion. But you never know.
It's Chris Evans, so
I didn't even recognize him at first.
Oh, that's
I just don't. I mean, the last time I saw him was fucking Captain America or whatever. Like I haven't seen. Got kind of not like pudgy, but he's not. It's been like 12 years or whatever.
Oh, you only recognize his Captain America abs, I see.
Yeah.
That's how you recognize him. By his dick.
Yeah, I could spot his peen from a mile away. But his face with a coat on? He could be any generic white male in any movie that's ever been made. I don't know.
He's wearing a sweater. He could be anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I love how this movie like reveals the whole murder pretty early, but but obviously it's not everything. But I love how much it's like, yeah, no, this is what happened. Martha thinks she killed him. This is how she covered it up and why she did it.
Yeah.
Pretty,
dude, her vomiting when she lies.
Oh my god!
Like that same exact reaction. Yeah, I thought it was a metaphor.
I didn't think it was. You literally violently throw up whenever you lie. God, it's pretty hilarious.
And that final throw up scene was not cereal friendly. It was incredibly
Oh, no.
chunky.
Yeah. How did you handle the slitting?
It was pretty quick, and it was a dagger,
Yeah.
so I was okay with it.
Yeah.
Like,
I figured you'd be okay.
yeah,
That
no,
it's
the
fast.
the two scenes that I mean, Breaking Bad is bad because it was a box cutter. I don't like that shit, and it was clean. It was too clean, you know. And they like showed it too long. Anyway, and then in Constantine, he's like digging in with glass, and that's no good. And in John Wick, it's just so goddamn slow. If it's a knife and it's quick and they don't linger too long, like I'm totally fine. I had zero issues.
Okay.
The last bit where he's like the slow motion lean with the knife, and he's just like it doesn't work, and he's like pushing it, and it's kind of squeaking a little. And it's shit. It was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, this movie's so funny.
It's incredibly good.
Yeah.
And I guess I knew roughly what it was, but I didn't know it had like the full on. I didn't know that it had like a full on like Sherlock Holmes character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also I
Benoit
love
Blanc.
Yeah. I'm so glad they like circled back to it, because at one point they showed her shoe like maybe halfway through with a little tiny bit of blood on it, and then they call it all the way back at the end. He's like, I knew as soon as I saw you. Pretty good.
They call super attention to it pretty early on, like the zoom.
Oh yeah,
in.
yeah, it zooms in
like yo,
gonna get caught though.
Blood. It's like, when did you know that I did it? Oh, fucking! As soon as you put your foot forward, because you have a spot of blood on your shoe.
Yeah.
I love this Benoit Blanc's approach of just hanging out, and the truth will lay itself at his feet.
Yeah.
Like, Marta is in there, like, saving a woman's life, calling 911, and Benoit Blanc is in her car, like, listening to his iPod,
yeah, like singing
as the ambulance comes up.
So good, dude.
Fucking amazing.
Had a little jump scare. You know where the jump scare is?
No.
Oh, when he's hanging out outside after he was supposed to have left, and he lights his lighter, and Marta just fucking jumps, and it got me a little bit. I was like watching super intently. It's like flick, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh, okay, we're good. It's fine. It's just lighting up. It's okay. Just wasn't expecting to be startled.
That part's pretty good.
Yeah. No, the tone in this movie was outstanding.
Yeah.
It just everybody, like, obviously there are, you know, the characters that you're like, you're a little piece of shit, but it was just so enjoyable to watch everybody do their role. It was so good.
I love seeing what Henry would be like if he had lived. So that's the kid from the Book of Henry.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Is Henry.
Shit. I can't believe I didn't notice that.
It makes the movie better for me, because I just imagine that this is what Henry would be like if he grew up, if he didn't die of cancer.
Oh my god.
You know, silently masturbating to pictures of, or
a neo-Nazi.
It's not silently. It was like without pleasure or whatever. Joylessly
Yeah.
masturbating to pictures of dead deer.
Man, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's wild. That brings a whole new level to This whole thing, an alternate timeline.
I love when that guy quotes Hamilton.
Yeah,
That was a good fit.
quotes Hamilton. The bit with what did he say? Or oh yeah, like Fran mentioned this blah 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 thing from some Hallmark whatever movie. The one officer is like, yeah, this movie by Hallmark, like knows the exact title.
Dude, he's just a fan of detective stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I love when Benoit Blanc is going on, and Detective Elliot, played by Keith Stanfield, who's in Sorry to Bother You, is gonna like cut off Benoit Blanc's spiel because he's like, yeah, we get it, and the dude's like, no, let him keep going.
Yeah,
Because he just fucking loves it.
yeah, he's like all in. He's just super happy about it. It's so good. No, this was an absolutely stunning film. Very good. Which I was curious about it because it was like a localized Game of Thrones for like my social circle, like my family and friends from like completely different walks and political stances. Everybody was like, this film is dope. I'm like, okay. I didn't expect you
so
to
much
say
fun.
that. But... yeah. Oh, it's really fun.
And it's just good to see Ryan Johnson spending his Star Wars cred. Like he made a Star Wars, and now he got to do whatever else he wanted, and he decided to make an original mystery story with a great cast.
Yeah, that crushed it.
Like it's just like amazing. It's just like hell yeah.
Out there doing it.
Yeah, the script is just so good. There's so
Yeah.
many great little lines and stuff, and yeah, the cast is fucking hilarious. And I just find it amazing that Daniel Craig just fucking loves doing a Southern accent. It's just his favorite thing.
So good.
Like he married a Southern woman, and he's just like, this is all I want to do now.
God, it was just so. I wanted to hear him keep talking.
Man, no, every line he has is good.
Yeah.
Calling Anna Darmus Watson.
Oh
Game
yeah,
is
dude.
afoot.
The game is afoot. Yeah. Well, there's I saw on the page like he wants more sequels with Benoit Blanc. So
Yeah,
I'm fucking in.
man. Just give me more.
Finally.
Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc. I'm in.
You know what I've
There's
been
a thing
waiting-
like
No, go on.
there's like a thing of like, would you bring? I would love like if they could figure out a way where you could bring back Anna de Armas too, because she's so good in this movie. But
Yeah.
that
Like
it's a little trickier
I
in
mean,
terms of just like telling another murder mystery story.
have her as the Watson character because she throws up when she lies. It's perfect. I would think. I mean, she's
But,
rich
like,
now.
you-
She can
you
do whatever
couldn't-
she wants.
Yeah, it's true.
She wants to
You
help.
couldn't build the movie around her in the same way,
Yeah.
and I think, unfortunately,
Yeah. No, I'm down for more.
and when she's at the end and she's up on the ledge with the fucking coffee,
the coffee cup,
mug,
my house, my rules, my coffee.
my
So
coffee.
good. They're all looking up at her.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and when she has the line, because they were all saying like, "Oh, we'll take care of you," and blah blah blah. And then when she said like, "I promise, I'll take care of you," and they're like, "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" Like they totally forgot. So good.
Well, fucking when he's like cornered her right outside her apartment, and he's
Yeah.
like, "We can use our resources to help you." It's like, but your resources are my resources. So you're saying I can hire the best lawyers and protect her myself. But he's like, wait, no, that's not what I'm.
She just bails back in. Oh, that was so good.
Like,
and it's like,
I can hire the good lawyers because I have all the money.
Yeah. And it's like probably to me it felt like a test by Bud, right? Like she'll give the money to people if they're not being assholes. Like Meg, she'll probably help out and that sort of thing, right? I don't know. God,
They're all pretty bad.
Yeah. What a good film. I am gonna request that we wrap up. I literally, it's so depressing. It's like 2 p.m. Sun is literally on its way down. It's the fucking worst, dude.
Look, you're touting Russia not doing daylight savings time.
And I stand by it.
Actually, it would be worse. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it already be dark then? Because usually daylight saving time is about making it.
I don't know. See, here's the thing. Normally, it doesn't matter because it's just gray and overcast all day anyway. So it doesn't. There's no sun to debate about. One of my students put it pretty accurately. He was like, "You wake up and you turn on the lights, and then when you're ready to go to bed, like 18 hours later, you turn the lights back off." Mm-hmm. Kind of true sometimes. Yeah. No, this was
someone who lives during the night to a large extent. I feel that way. But
no, these movies were bangers. I'll like the last two, Dial for Murder and Knives Out, much more so than the others, admittedly, but they were all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love this kind of movie, and like, Knives Out is. Knives Out was such a fucking. It was so much fun when that came out. I was so happy because I saw that trailer. I was like, "Oh man, this could be great," and then it was fucking great.
Yeah. And I had not seen like anything of it, so I was totally blind.
Yeah. No, it's a good time.
Hell yeah.
Let me check the email real quick, see if we got anything. But saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Salt Circle Pod on Twitter. Or Salt Circle Podcast, hosted on various podcasting feeds like Apple and Spotify. And you can find me on Twitter @ComicPanels.
And I'm still like nowhere, essentially.
Yeah. You can also check out, other podcasts I do on the Burning Barrel stuff. Right. I've been doing Mandalorian recaps with Paul, and also on we're doing movie nights in the Discord. So we did a Jurassic Park podcast with me, Paul, and Junkie, and I also do another podcast with Junkie. Please Scream Inside Your Heart, which now has its own feed. And it's up on Apple and Spotify at least.
Yeah, I do a little podcast. My friend Sil, we just shoot the shit. Pure 39, pure like a doc. Yeah. Not like pure into your soul.
You've done topics your last couple episodes.
Yeah.
It's like rambly, but you have a goal, you have an idea.
We have a core that we branch out from. Like it's it's the same kind of setup that me and you have, except we don't try very hard to stay on.
Yeah. I've enjoyed him.
It's good.
Been liking it. Sil's been delightful to listen to.
Yeah, outshining me. Anya listened for like 30 seconds. She was like, "Oh my god, like I could listen to her talk all day. Like her enunciation of things is just so nice." And I'm like, "And what about me?" And Anya was like, "Yeah, you're fine. I love you. Thanks. That's great."
You're fine. I love you.